How you get into making burgers for the people?
Oh man, I always been a cook. I actually went to a culinary school camp. I'm not a chef. I don't disrespect chefs, but my mom, sent me to school 2 summers in a row to Philadelphia Art Institute, and that was some of my grounding. But I always liked to cook, man, and been making burgers since I was a kid, watching Seinfeld on
a week.
I was making Murray's burgers back then, but I had my own seasoning blend, and that'll come into play later on as we get to the end of the story. But I was always a cook, man. Like literally, my macaroni and cheese be in competitions and shit like that.
Damn,
they call
that's
my shit
crazy.
Crack and cheese because it's so good. Like
no fucking way. Damn.
So I always been the cook, but the burger thing came along, man. I had my son. He was born in 2018. I was actually working as a locations manager on a set, and one of the executive producers, man, was a person that owns a food business in the area. A cool, great guy, man.
Right.
And we were at his house. And I just having a moment of reflection, man. His son was outside washing. One of they fresh like Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and I just had it download in my mind. It was like, hey, bro, real life, man. Like, you love film, but you got a son now. Like, you gotta think more primal. Like, you can cook better than this motherfucker. Like, he a millionaire. Like, why the fuck ain't you come up with an idea? And those burgers ain't come to me at that moment. It was just like a slow process of like that seed was planted, and I just thinking what I could make. Should I make soul food, whatever? Then I don't know how, man, but I used to just make burgers like a lot of times at night for my ex-girlfriend, for my brothers when we lived together around 2019, 2020, and everybody's like, man, you should sell these shits. So then the idea was like, oh, this is it. The burgers is it. And at first it was called Your Boys Burgers. But
you cook it on demand, or like it'd be?
I was just cooking it at the house at first. The idea was fun. It was Your Boy Burgers, but then my little brother, one of my little brothers, his name was Doughboy. He passed away, unfortunately, and I just was giving up on everything for a minute, just like fucked up because it just fucked me up.
Right.
And got a download, and I'm sure it came from him. Right. It was like, don't give up. Change the color scheme, change everything, and name it Dough's Burgers, and that's who it was named after. And kicked it off in 2021. Started as a pop-up out of Northeast in my OG's warehouse, and we started from there. Went to a couple breweries. It was popping, man. Like my vision was coming to fruition, man. I was happy, man. I had was doing good, man. Unfortunately, the partner I had at the time didn't see the vision like I did, and that's how business can go sometimes when it's not succinct. That's how anything can go when it's not succinct.
Facts.
So we had we had to shut down for a little bit, but I am happy to say that like it was a hard time, but like through being who I am, man, and just how things flow and the universe flow, like just never giving up on the dream. Like I'll do back up real soon, and I just leave it at that. Like, do back up real soon. So for anybody that we had a nice little fan base, anybody that wants the best smash burger in DC, by the end of the summer towards fall, we'll be back up in a unique, beautiful way, which is a beautiful thing, man. Sometimes things happen to you, right? And I like to say, man, life happens for you, not to you. Early.